Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and we are on a road trip, or should I say a street trip, or maybe even an avenue. This is Madison Avenue, and we're not in New York City, we're in Lakewood. Okay, you all know about Detroit, all the great cool spots on Detroit in Lakewood, but I gotta tell you, Madison Avenue, it is happening. And there are some cool little neighborhoods here too, like one part is called Bird Town, where all the streets are named after birds. We're gonna visit that a little bit. We're gonna see restaurants, pubs, all kinds of great places. And you know how we're gonna kick off this show? We're gonna do something very iconic. We're headed to Woodstock. Well, when I said we're going to Woodstock, this is not what you thought, I'm sure, because Bob, we've got barbecue in front of us. I don't think they had barbecue like this at the Woodstock, right?
I don't think they did, Dave.
Okay, so here we are on Madison Avenue, at the corner of Madison and what?
Chesterland.
And Chesterland, and it says Woodstock on the door. How'd you come up with the name Woodstock for a barbecue place?
It just went really well, wood and the Woodstock. It's actually a long story, but it works pretty good with the whole theme.
So that's the abbreviation of the story, I'm sure, because he said it's a long story. But the cool thing about coming here is the smell outdoors. When you come outside, the smokers are outside here on Madison Avenue.
Yeah, you definitely smell the smoke. At first, we were a little worried that we were going to be a nuisance to the neighborhood, but it did not work out that way at all.
It's like advertising on the street.
It smells really good up and down the street.
I saw some great things going to the smoker. Let's take a look at some of this stuff here now. What do you have on this platter right here?
On this platter, we have brisket, smoked pulled pork, some dry rub ribs, dry rub wings, and pickles, onions, and cornbread.
Oh, cornbread here. And I got to tell you, the outside of this brisket, that dry rub on it was beautiful, like a bark.
Yeah, it is a nice bark.
Very nice. Okay, and we got some sides over here.
We have collard greens with bacon, smokehouse beans. It has pineapple and bacon, and some cheesy potatoes.
Okay, so what's your last name?
Tagliati.
That sounds Italian to me. What does an Italian guy know about barbecue?
Well, I did a lot of traveling around the United States and picked up a lot of good things from going to a lot of barbecue places.
Yes. So you love barbecue?
I do love barbecue.
I got to tell you, the place is great too. You come inside the place. This used to be what, like an old shot and beer bar a long time ago?
It was an old man's dive bar, and it had carpet that was 25 years old, and we fixed it all up, and it's pretty nice now.
Smells better now, I bet, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I see all the walls in here. Is this all repurposed wood, or what is it?
This is all wood from Amish country, all rough cut shorts, and basically they were all planed through a sawmill to make it really little, and we put it up, and it looks really good.
It looks great, and I love the patio. Like when it gets to be nice weather, you open the doors, and it's all right open to the street.
Right, we have another 5 tables out there and about 20 seats in the patio.
And I noticed a whole bunch of taps back there. I see some pretty good looking drinks here.
We have 20 taps, a lot of good draft beer. Here we have Woodstock Smoke Lager, which is brewed by Buckeye Brewing Company down the street. Griffin Cider, which is also right down the street, and that's a Great Lakes Edmund Fitzgerald.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, right?
Yeah.
And which one do you like the best?
I like the Woodstock Smoke Lager and the cider.
Yeah. I like the smell of things in here. I like the menu too. The menu's, so it's not a very big menu, but there's a whole bunch of things on it.
Yeah, we decided that we were never going to have the menu get any larger than that piece of paper.
This is great.
Which works out really well.
I love it. You know what else I love in this place? You notice there's eclectic art in here. It's pretty cool. I see an album cover back over there from Woodstock.
That is a Woodstock album cover.
That is great. That's got a lot of history to it. So in Lakewood, Detroit's getting all the action all the time. That's the hot spot. So what's happening? How would you describe what's happening here on Madison Avenue?
In the summertime, there is a lot more foot traffic. It's a pretty good neighborhood, and there's a lot more places opening up. I think it's going to be great.
And it's really easy to find Woodstock, I'll tell you that, because you just roll down the windows and take a deep breath, and it just smells fantastic, and it's going to taste fantastic, and a lot of great drinks. And speaking of great drinks, this is cider, right?
That is Richard Cider from the Cider House right down the street.
The Cider House right down the street?
Griffin's Cider House.
Should we go there?
You should go there.
We're on the way.
I was born in England, as the accent would indicate, and in this particular area of the country, cider is very much the drink of the people. It's going to be the first alcoholic beverage that you drink when you're not supposed to be drinking. So at age 14, I started making cider, or hard cider as it's called over here, and learning all about different apples. I would often go into the farmers' orchards and borrow apples. I carried on sort of perfecting my methodology over the years, so I just carried on making my own ciders. I had always been doing for years before anyway, and started blending apples and writing stuff down to get it all, making even pear ciders again, which is one of the very first things I'd made. All right, well, Griffin, apart from being my childhood favorite mythological beast, which it really is, it's a combination of the English lion and the American bald eagle. What we have right here is one of our flights of up to 8 ciders. You'll start off with Griffin Original. This is our medium-bodied English-style cider. Clean, crisp, as with all Griffins, a blend of 8 to 15 all Ohio apples. All of our ciders are aged for 3 to 6 months. So that's very, very important. The aging is critical for making a good West of England real cider. This is Burley Man. Burley Man is your medium dry English farmhouse cider. It's got a much more fuller body, it's robust, it's somewhat smooth as well. If you're feeling a bit more brave and you'll go even more extreme, you then try this little baby. This is Burley Man XB Scrumpy cider, referred to a particularly dry cider with a distinct bite on the matte back. And then we're going to start off with the infused ciders from Griffin. We're going to go on to a cider that's backed by popular demand, and because my private stash got raided, we have the Lemon Blues. That is our lemon shandy summer seasonal. That is made of fresh lemons, Ohio honey, always Ohio, and a pinch of brown sugar. And then we go on to the last of our Griffins we currently have on tap. This is probably our most popular cider that we currently have available. This is Afterburner, ginger aled cider. Don't let the word ale fool you. There's no gluten in it, no ale. It's just a play on words. People are familiar with ginger ale. This is infused with fresh ginger, and then it's mellowed with brown sugar. Something I'll make you up right now is called a Black Mamba. That is Black Mamba, a snake bite cider. A snake bite in the UK and Ireland is a drink that's made from cider and beer blended together. So part of the purpose of the Griffin Cider House is to actually educate the public as to what real cider is all about.
Pretty good stuff. I'll tell you what, Griffin Cider House and Gin Bar is located in the heart of Birdtown. That's between Lark and Robin Street, okay? And they're closed on Sunday, remember that. Okay, you would know about wine tastings, right? Well, how about ice cream tastings? That's what's coming up next. Natalie's gonna taste some ice cream.
Veggies and ice cream. Welcome back. You know, I think there are plenty of reasons to come here to Madison Avenue. And I decided to make my first stop a sweet one. We are at Ice Cream Joy, Marissa's place. And when you walk in here, this isn't just any old ice cream shop, let me tell you. Your flavors are very interesting, probably the most that I have ever seen.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, they are different. What do you think makes your ice cream place stand out compared to me?
Maybe the combination of wacky flavors and the fact that we do other things other than just ice cream. I don't know.
Like these muffins that you make, first of all,
Right.
those are different.
Right? Like we take our ice cream and bake it with flour and baking soda, and it turns into a muffin, and it doesn't seem like it should work, but it does. It's magic, so that's why they're called magic ice cream
See,
muffins.
so she makes magic happen here.
Right.
And then you do a menu too.
Right? We have a new brunch menu that just launched very recently during our coffee morning hours and then early on the weekends.
So let's just get right into this. Let's dig into the ice cream, shall we?
Okay.
Can we go back? I'll let you go behind the counter. When you walk in, I'm telling you some of these names. I want to start with some of the ones that I wouldn't normally think I would try.
That's a good
Because
plan.
there are others that I'm looking right away. I'm like, I need to go there. But I would like to start with this lemon kale sorbet.
Okay.
That just sounds healthy, and it makes me feel like it would be really good to eat.
Right? It makes you feel good about eating it because there's vegetables in it.
Veggies and ice cream. You know what's funny is that the kale doesn't really have a prominent place there. I mean,
and yet
the
it's
lemon
still healthy.
And yet it's still healthy. So how would you describe the ice cream that you have?
Well, we do half dairy and half non-dairy. And on the non-dairy side, we either do sorbets or vegan flavors. And the vegan flavors are pretty creamy for a vegan ice cream. And then the dairy side, we use non-homogenized, minimally pasteurized milk and cream to make it, and then add sugar and the things that you see here. So it's not, there's no like weird fillers or anything in it.
I like that. Okay, now when I first walked in, where to go? I was drawn to this chocolate crumble, fudge, and vanilla ice cream. So I feel like that's a little bit more traditional in a way.
Yeah.
But yet still, I've not heard that name used.
Right. And we use gluten-free oats in the crumble so that it's gluten-free instead of like a
And
flour
that's
one.
another great point, because there are so many people with gluten allergies
Right.
or sensitive to it, I should say. So you really have ice cream for everyone.
Right.
I love it. So everything from fresh strawberry to squash. What is that one on the end?
It is.
It's
squash.
All I can see is that it's made with goat cheese from Lake Erie Creamery.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to end with that one. Can I?
Yeah.
So come check them out. The closest intersection that they're to here is Warren, right? You would say?
Warren, yeah.
Okay.
That flavor is inspired by a salad.
See how weird that sounds? But it tastes so good. Come check them out here again. What days are you open?
We are open every day of the week.
Okay. Well, here the next stop we're going to might buy your ice cream. What's the name of it again?
Yuzu.
Yuzu.
Yeah.
Who's who? Yuzu. It's Yuzu, and they have amazing Japanese food. It's a Japanese gastropub. Check it out.
If you've never been to Yuzu before, I would kind of describe it as a reinvention of a neighborhood pub. It's modeled after an izakaya. And an izakaya is kind of the equivalent of like a neighborhood bar in Japan, or almost like an Irish pub, where it's a little bit of an elevated hospitality, keeping prices affordable, using things locally and seasonally when you can. It's just like a gathering space for different walks of life. So we just kind of wanted to pump some new life into like your neighborhood bar. Good food shouldn't be necessarily expensive. You can make good dishes for not too much money. I like to say we are an international restaurant because we do have liberty to pull from wherever we want in the world. So we're not just like pigeonholed into just one particular type of cuisine. Some of the things we're known for, some of our appetizers, like our fries are very famous, our yuzu fries. We top them with kusabi, which is a mix of like a cucumber aioli with a touch of wasabi in. So it's more tangy than spicy. Then we add a little bit of panko and dried chives, and it almost kind of feels like cheese, but it's not. Now, something we also do, which can be either an appetizer or a meal based on how you're feeling, is yakitori, which is basically like skewered meats over the grill. We have a few of them on the plate here, such as the budabara. It's a glazed pork belly. We do sirloin tips, tandoori chicken. Then we also have some of our bowls, which are more of the entree style. Some of the more popular ones are the Korean beef, which is a little on the spicier side. We have also vegetarian options too, such as our harmonic bowl, which is avocado, mango, red pepper, black bean, onion, over a bed of rice. You can do rice, fried rice, or cauliflower rice if you're going for something a little extra healthier. And then also too, we do our ramen. We do a vegetarian, or we do a carnivore one with a 6-minute boiled egg. The pasta is from Ohio City. When it comes to our drink menu, let's give people those cocktails, let's keep them affordable, let's inject a little more fun into them because, you know, it should be fun. The first drink here is a Ménage à Trois. It's only 3 ingredients, but they work very well together. It's vanilla vodka, it's pear cider, and it's plum wine. Next is a Florida Georgia lime margarita. So it's kind of our take on margarita with a Pop Rocks rim, brown sugar, simple syrup, and orange are some of the highlight flavors in that. Another one of our popular drinks is a shot combination called the Feliz Cajita. It's a shot of tequila, Bloody Mary mix, and pickle juice that if you drink back to back to back, finishes like a McDonald's cheeseburger, which seems like it wouldn't make sense, but it does. Feliz Cajita kind of is a loose translation of Happy Meal, and you get a little toy and a little King's beer with it too. Another one of our popular fun drinks is the thrift store. So it's basically a random beer and a random shot. You never know what you're gonna get in that. We aspire to keep things fun, casual, but still professional. So a place where you can come and spend $20 on food and a drink or two and feel good, like you went out but you're not broke.
Yuzu is on Madison near Elber Avenue, and they're open Monday through Saturday starting at noon. Coming up after the break, Star Wars fans unite, where you can find R2-D2 chocolates. I'll give you a big hint. It's next door.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland and our road trip to Madison Avenue. Certainly enjoying myself, and our next stop is all about chocolate. We're headed to Fier's Confections.
Anything else for you today? I've been in business for about 5 years. Started out as a home business making brownies. We do 15 different varieties. About a year after we started doing the brownies, we launched into the candies. And 3.5 years into the business, we decided to open our first storefront, and now we just recently relocated into Lakewood. I'm a Food Network junkie. While I was laid off, I watched a show on a brownie company where two gals in their house started a brownie business. And I like making brownies, and I make a pretty darn good one. So even after I picked up a full-time job again, I would do this on nights and weekends for, extra money here and there. I make everything from scratch, small batch, myself, right here on site. Here I've got our fresh fruit tarts. It's a flaky butter crust from scratch, filled with a cheesecake-like cream cheese filling. It's got 5 different kinds of fresh fruit. I make a lime glaze to go on top, and it just adds a little bit more flavor and also helps keep the fruit from going bad without using any preservatives. It's a natural way of keeping the fruit fresher. I try not to use much in the way of artificial dyes or flavors as much as I can help it. Everything is, fresh fruit, fresh everything. Basics, cream, sugar, butter, pronounceable things. I kind of have a little bit of a vintage flair in my personal life, so I like to carry that over here. And then to carry on with that, all the candies in that are made. I don't have any conveyor belts or specialized equipment. Everything is made by hand here. It's just a very big reflection of me, I think. My best sellers, brownie-wise, have been my dark chocolate raspberry. I use fresh whole raspberries in that, or my espresso almond brownie, partially because that's my favorite, so if people ask for a recommendation, that's what I recommend. Candy-wise, definitely my caramels with smoked sea salt on top and my pecan turtles. Well, great, thanks for coming back over, you guys. My husband and I are kind of geeky, we're kind of nerdy, so I've started a geek line that I lovingly call it, and it's everything from chocolate chess sets that are full size, playable, eatable. I have a Star Wars line with Millennium Falcons and R2-D2s and Han Solos and Carbonite and chocolate Death Stars. It's a solid chocolate D20, like from Dungeons and Dragons and nerd gaming. All year round, I also do caskets with a little white chocolate skeleton crawling out of them because that's, I like that kind of thing. Also, we are huge Doctor Who fans, so I actually do a 4-piece chocolate solid set with a blue chocolate TARDIS and 3 chocolate Daleks that have been hugely popular for gift items. I do a caramel dipped, chocolate dipped Oreo up front, and the flavor combination is really phenomenal, so I decided to try it on a caramel apple, and they've been a hit. At the time that I started, I was laid off from my full-time job, so we did a lot of the taste testing among friends and stuff. Years down the road, I was working full-time, and I would actually experiment and then bring things in and guinea pig on my coworkers, which I still get messages from them saying they miss working with me because I would bring in treats all the time.
Fier's Confections is located on Madison near Mars, and they're closed on Sunday and Monday. Okay, now it's time to head across the street for everything that's Ohio.
Kaihoga Collective is a retail store that's based in Lakewood. Our whole spiel is pretty much creating our own prints. So we started off with the district prints, which was a collection of neighborhoods in the area that we really wanted to showcase. And from that styling, we kind of presented more different options you could build your gallery wall with. All the t-shirts and hats are also designed by our team here, mostly Adam, which is the owner. He's been designing for a very long time, and most of his prints actually have been in circulation since 2011. So our store here in Lakewood is kind of the next iteration of Kaihoga Collective. We started as a retail truck, and we kind of did pop-ups all around town. Cleveland Flea and the Cleveland Bazaar were definitely where we got our start. And then from there, now we have our brick and mortar. I think the purpose of starting the business was definitely there was a lack of home goods in the area that connected people to their hometown, whether it be Lakewood or Willoughby or Willowick or wherever. And finding how to bring that modern aesthetic that we really represent in our products into people's homes. So it wasn't that in your face, Ohio, 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 or Cleveland, Cleveland. It was really, how can we make it subtle but interesting and bring a conversation piece to your home? The biggest reason for people to purchase it is just that connection to home. One of our great things that we do is we actually customize prints. So people can come in, they can provide us 6 to 9 streets. We'll work through them, help them decide coloring and maybe, oh, I used to live here, but I really like this street better. We'll work it all in for them, and then they can have their own piece for their own home to say, I grew up here, my husband grew up here, our kids lived here. It's a really great story. We have a lot of our prints here on the show floor, and anything that we have can easily be framed. We have different types of frames, we have wood, metals, so the client can really kind of customize it for themselves in their own home. And then we also just sell them framed right off the walls too. So aside from our prints, we also have t-shirts and hats. They're great products. A lot of them are related to the park system. We have the CVMP shirt. We have the Great Lakes sweatshirt, which is a big popular item now. We also have hats, which we love. They're based on the Ohio flag, was our best seller. We're always running out of it, so that's always fun to deal with. But our customers just love it. They like that we continually are bringing in a new product, probably every month, which allows us to have repeat customers, which is really cool. It amazes me how many people don't know about us just yet. And I think that's the most exciting, when they look around and they say, this is really awesome. I'm coming back here to get a hostess gift or anything, or just to come and hang out. Like, that's really exciting for me. That kind of gives me the warm and fuzzies a little bit.
Kaihoga Collective is closed on Monday and Tuesday. Coming up after the break, making something old new again. That's right, two sisters have a place where one man's junk becomes another man's treasure.
Welcome back to our road trip. We are giving you one more reason to love Madison Avenue, and I'm telling you, once you walk into the store, you're not going to want to leave. We're at the Salvage Boutique. It is not only owned by Kathy, but her sister Karen, who's back there. Just wave, Karen. There she is. All right, so what I love about your store is that this is such a passion of yours and your sister's, and it comes out in your pieces.
Oh, thank you.
So when we come in here, a lot of the pieces we see, like this is just stunning. Is this something that you've picked up somewhere and then refurbished yourself?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we pick them up. Sometimes we have a guy, and his name is Ed, and he lives in
I got a guy. She's got a guy.
He does a lot of picking for us, so he'll find things curbside, and they need a new life. And we love that we're saving things from the landfills. So a lot of times it needs some work. It needs a lot of TLC. But we've kind of learned the skills over the years to do it, so we fix them up and then we give them a new life, and we love doing that.
So that's what this whole place is about, but you are taking pieces from all different types of and styles of furniture.
We love all design styles, mid-century modern, rustic, farmhouse. We love it all, so our store is really eclectic, and we always want it to be that way.
Other neat thing about this place is, yes, you're seeing some of the great works of art that they've created, but you also teach people how to do this themselves.
Yes. Yeah, some people think it's counterintuitive that we do that, but we have a lot of DIY customers, and we want to cater to both. We want to cater to the person that needs a piece custom painted. You can bring a piece here, you schedule an appointment with us so we can custom paint it for you, or you can come in and we'll teach you how to do it in workshops.
And a lot of the paint you use is that chalk synthesis paint?
Right, we sell Wise Owl chalk synthesis paint. It's a natural product, no chemicals. It distresses easily. You don't have to do a lot of prep work to it. It's really easy to work with. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but that's why we have the workshops.
Look how cool this piece is here. I love that if you're a music lover, that would be an amazing piece with the music sheets. But even if you're not, you just have so many great pieces. I think you've combined the eclectic style that you have, and like I look in this room and I think, well, that would all go together, you know?
That's what we try to do, because our homes, it's not all new furniture, it's not all painted furniture, it's a reflection of our homes. It's a pretty good mix of new, old, vintage, refurbished, and that's what our shop is.
And I must say too, when I'm looking at some of the price tags on these pieces, I was blown away because they're affordable, but that's something I think that's really important to you.
Yeah, it's really important to us because we grew up in Duck Island, close to Ohio City. We're Cleveland girls. We grew up poor, raised by a single mom who spoke Spanish and had to learn the language, and she was sick most of our lives, but she was really thrifty, so she taught us how to take old things and make them new again.
So if people want to come in and buy, clearly they can do that at any time. But events, you have everything from bachelorette parties to just girlfriends getting together.
Right.
How many times a month do you do things like that?
Anywhere between 2 and 4. You know, we could do more. We schedule 2 of our own workshops every month, and then we're open to maybe 2 to 4 private bookings. And just like you said, it's really fun. It's a group of 6 to 8 people normally. It's not just women. We have men at our workshop, and it's a good time.
And I love this because it's not just the furniture too. There's little accent pieces. You have doorknobs up here. These are, I think, so cute.
The glass cloches, yeah.
So to put on a piece of wood, what a cute idea. So there are so many different things to really decorate your home with. And if you don't make it here, there are a lot of local people that you have that you bring in their products.
Yes.
Love this place. I'm telling you, come in and see them. They are the sweetest sisters ever. And give your mom a little shout out. Say hello to your mom.
Hi, Mamita. See, she loves you too.
I do love your mom. I haven't met her yet, but I'm going to. We have to bring her on the show as well. Thank you so much for having us in your beautiful store.
Thank you.
Hey, speaking of marvelous works of art, how about the Museum of the Divine Statues? Check this out.
Years before we opened the museum, I started restoring statues on my own and then began to offer that as a service for churches around the United States. So around that time, it was announced that the parishes were going to begin to close. And I thought to myself, this is important that someone take a step here and preserve some of this art. Since statues were a passion of mine and the restoration of them, I thought that they would make a great artifact to represent each parish that closed. There is a lot of other art as well. There are beautiful stained glass windows, there's beautiful ironwork, chalice and monstrances, and beautiful wood carvings. So we've not only taken the statues, but we've taken architectural elements from some of the churches and brought them together to make this space better. We wanted to get people to make a connection. So when they see the art, they had no idea what the parish history was or what the photos may have looked like from the past. So what we've done is I worked with the girls from St. Joseph Academy. We scanned in literally thousands of photos. We took the photos and designed an interface in the museum where people who don't really enjoy technology can simply touch a screen and actually see pictures of the art before it was restored and after. Also read about the spiritual significance of it, and then also see photographs of the parish that they came from. The second method is actually being able to use tablets and actually scan each artifact and personally hold the tablet and look at it. So it's been really nice because now we've made the connection and it makes all of this much more real. Change and evolution is really important, especially for a museum. We are heading into a new phase where we're going to be actually doubling the size of the museum. We're going to be using this space now for drawing and art classes and photography classes. We're also going to be using the spaces for retreats and also confirmation classes. So they'll have a really great artistic side and also a spiritual side. What we're looking to do with the museum is to build a community around it that actually helps support it. One of the nice things is just the calm, serene space. If you're not a religious or nor Catholic person or a spiritual person, there's a lot of history, architecture, and art here. So the neat thing is we have something for absolutely everyone to enjoy.
The Museum of Divine Statues is open on Sundays from noon until 4. There is a $10 general admission charge as well. When we come back, did you know that Madison Avenue is home to Cleveland's best pet photographer? We'll explain after the break.
Got something going on here. It's alive. I've been waiting to get to this place because it sort of makes my pulse quicken, doesn't it, Kelly? Now, how do you say the name of the place? Is Mayahalls or Mayahalls?
The Mahal family pronounced it Mahalls. I say Mayahalls. You can call it whatever you want.
It's like a tomato
Yes.
thing, right?
Yes.
It's easy to find. It's on Madison, right at clearance, right across the street from the library. Easy to find a place to park. And I came in, I don't know what to do. Do I go bowling? Do I go to the club and listen to music? Or do I go to the restaurant?
You can do all three. We have 2 bars, one downstairs, one up, a kitchen, and our specialty is our fried chicken.
I saw that. My favorite food in the world. What makes your fried chicken the best?
The brine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you brine it?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw they do it really cool too. You can buy the piece.
Or a bucket.
And the bucket, I tell you what, a bucket of the chicken is $37, it said. So it must be a big bucket. It must be fabulous chicken.
Yes, it's fresh. Everything's fresh.
Okay, somebody's been telling me there's like pinball leagues going on now.
Yes, Brian, Michael Hill, who actually works at the Euclid Tavern and Happy Dog, those are his pinball machines.
Right.
And he used to live in the apartment upstairs, right when we bought Mayahalls.
You know when I hear about...
So now he's got his pinball machines here.
You know when I hear the word Mayahalls, there's a lot of used to. Like I talked to somebody who said their grandfather used to bowl here. I mean, this place has been around a long time.
There's a lot of history. It was built 1924 by John Mayhall, and his sons took over in the 50s, and they installed 20 automatic pin setters from the Brunswick Company, and they bought the building next door, which was a pool hall.
So now the pool hall is the club.
Yeah, now the pool halls are live music stage.
Okay, so here you can rent shoes.
Yes.
We got bowling balls over there.
Yes.
We got the chicken and the burgers. Like it's a small menu, but everything is delicious. Hey, let's go check out the bowling alley. So this is great. I saw the sign outside said 20 alleys, so there's 10 right here, huh?
10 up and 10 down. The original 4 lanes were downstairs. And when they opened Mayahalls, this room was a grand ballroom where they had live music. So music's always been a part of it.
You know, it's so funny, when out there in Madison, right in the corner of Clarence across from the library, it's so quiet out there, and you come in here and it's like, wow, there's energy.
Yeah. It's a bumping place, especially on the weekends.
Excellent. Hey, I saw these murals on the wall. Are there significance to the murals?
Yes, those murals were done by Cleveland artist Natalie Lenise, and she made them for the Innerbelt Bridge project. So you can see them blown up under the Innerbelt Bridge at Gateway.
A little art here, huh?
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, we're lucky to have them hanging on our walls. She's loaned them to us.
So when you come in here, how hard is it to get an alley? What time of day do you come and that sort of thing?
We're open at 2 p.m. on the weekdays until 2 a.m.
2 a.m., I love that.
And it's easy to get a lane on weeknights, except Wednesday nights because we have leagues.
Yeah.
But Saturday is the hardest day to get a lane. But you can make reservations.
And you've got those great cocktails over there. You can do that if you want.
Yes.
And you've got great bands all the time.
Yes, and we have catering too for events.
So that because people love the food. Hey, so is it a particular kind of music all the time, or does it change?
Every genre: rock and roll, jazz, punk, hip hop, electronic.
Okay, one more time. So the name is, how do you say it?
I say Mayahalls.
And some people say Mayahalls. Whatever, just find it. It's over here on Madison, across from the library. Right clearance to the street next door. A lot of fun. I can't figure out what I would like to do next. There's so many things to do
Bowl.
here. Let's go bowling.
Here you go. Hey, dog. Good boy, stay. Photographing dogs is just so fun for me because they're fun to be around. They always want to be around you. They want to lick your face. It's like they don't get mad at you. It's just fun. It's a couple hours of just kind of craziness. Come on, buddy. Controlled chaos sometimes. it's a challenge, but to be able to capture their funny faces, their tongues, just them doing weird, funny things with their face. Oh, there we go. It's just a blast. It makes me so happy. I don't even feel like I'm working. If a dog's not behaving, I just have to follow it around and go where it goes. I've never had, in my opinion, a bad shoot. You just gotta be patient and you got to adjust to the situation. Hey, Hugo, come. Sometimes I'll take 1,000 photos, maybe 1,500 in a session, and just hope that I get some great shots, and I always do. Oh, you see another dog. Okay. You'll oftentimes see me with a treat right above the camera lens just to make them look right at it. But you know, it's also about getting them in their natural environment, so it's not always about getting like a headshot of them or them looking right at your camera. It's about getting them being who they are and having fun and smiling and things like that. I volunteer with the Cleveland APL. I spend a lot of time photographing their events. I also volunteer with other rescues, Motley Crew Rescue, Friends of the Cleveland Kennel. There are so many dogs and other animals out there that need help, and it's just one of the most satisfying things in the world to help those animals that need it the most. Oh, hi, Hugo. Hi. Hi. What's going on? There's not a plan when I do these shoots. It's just, let's see what happens. I mean, we're working with dogs, so you just never know what's gonna happen. Hey, Obi. Good job. Besides dogs, children, babies, and dogs are my favorite things to photograph. I mean, if you get a dog by itself is cute, a baby by itself is really cute. When you get a baby and a dog, or a newborn and a dog together, it's, in my opinion, the most adorable thing in the world. So I love it, makes me happy. Good boy. I do what I do to make people happy. That's like the greatest thing in the world. And the money and my enjoyment comes second. But when I can make someone happy with great photos of their pets, who they love very much, it makes me happy.
All right. Coming up, you don't have to travel far to enjoy a taste of Europe in Lakewood.
Welcome back. It is the perfect place to satisfy that late night sweet tooth. We are headed to La La Custom Cakes.
La La Custom Cake, we do all kinds of cakes and cupcakes and everything for every kind of special occasion. We specialize in, we use a lot of fresh fruit and a lot of real simple flavors, but really delicious. Like fresh lime is one of our best sellers, and cookie dough, and we do a lot of like caramel raspberry, and everything we do, we make in-house. So we even make our own sprinkles and our caramel sauce and stuff like that. Lala is because when me and my husband met, I was singing at church, so he used to call me Lala, and then we were thinking of a business name. We were like, why not? I went to culinary school and I worked in a lot of restaurants for savory side cooking, and then when I was getting a little bit older and getting married and having kids, I wanted something that I could do at home. And I got into baking a couple years into my career and took a couple cake decorating classes and kind of loved it, and then kind of started from there, and that's how Lala Custom Cake was born. I like to keep them pretty simple, so when we come up with a new flavor, I try to do it like the lime is all fresh lime zest, lime juice, and it's kind of simple, but then it's just really powerful and limey flavors, so kind of keeping them true to the name. And then I have one of our other bestsellers is the cookie dough, and that came about because I was looking for a fun flavor for kids to bring to an event, and then it kind of took off from there, and that's probably one of my bestsellers to date is our cookie dough cupcake. We started, and it was overwhelming at home just to make 2 or 3 dozen sometimes with the kids around, and just as the business kind of grew, I kind of got better at doing larger quantities, and then we were in a shared kitchen space for a little while, and then this came available. So now it's been really great. We have a ton of space in the kitchen, so we can really take on more production, and we are currently hiring some staff to kind of work the counters and be open longer hours. So it's been really exciting. As the chef in me is hoping they bite into it and then their world stops and they say, oh, this is the best thing I've ever eaten, which has happened a couple times. So I want people to see the beautiful centerpiece and the beautiful cake, but also to have
my clients and then their guests ultimately have a really wonderful experience when they're eating it and really enjoy themselves more than they would thinking, oh, it's just a cupcake, but then kind of having that, oh, but this is a really good cupcake moment.
Lala Custom Cake is open Wednesday through Saturday, and they have late hours on Friday and Saturday evenings. They're right on Madison near Mars. Okay, did you know that Madison Avenue, they have quite an eclectic feel when it comes to all of their dining options, and our last stop is a taste of Europe.
I opened this store actually back on 2010, and it used to be before like a Eastern European store. And when I got it, it was a little bit, but I add more stuff, and my concern was to get as much as I can stuff from European for my customers. This is more Eastern European. I'm from Albania. We came here because my husband won immigration lottery in 1996, and also I have a brother here. I cook every day. I'm only one person work here. Morning and evening, and the chicken paprikash, it's most Albanian. When we cook the chicken, we take the skin out and we blend the skin. It gives more flavor when you make the gravy. Well, they're special because the sausage we have here are from most of the Hungarian type, which all the people around Hungary, the Romanians, Slovenians, they used to carry those over there. They're similar. This is the Scout sausage that I was telling you. It's very smoky, full flavor. It's a little dry. It's very, very good. And those are July nightstick. All those we get it from the Bende company in Chicago. Those are almond keflet, walnut keflet, and those little cakes with a jelly. We get it from the company Kiflet, they call Kiflet in Akron. They do a very good job. They melt in your mouth. These are all the noodles that come in overseas. This is Yugoslavian, those are Hungarian. And the people love those for soups, are very, very good, all those noodles. And also we have all the kind of soup. Those are very common in my country. You know, it's easy to use a package of soup, the chicken. We have a lot of pate. Those are very common too. For European, salmon pate, tuna pate, vegetables, especially when they do the fasting. It's like a spread. They're not for cooking. It's just already you can eat it spread. With the bread, with crackers, yeah. I get people ask me, can you get that, can you get that? Because they go over there for visit on the summertime and they get stuff, the new stuff, and they always ask me. And I try very hard to get it because it's not easy to get it. You get it by the distributor, so.
Taste of Europe is right on Arthur and Madison. So check out the spot Mondays through Saturdays starting at 10 a.m. They are closed on Sundays. See, we told you the street is booming. There is so much to do here. It's such a historic part of town, and yet if you haven't been here in a while, come and check out these great new places, from the great stores to also the awesome restaurants. It really is the place to be, and it's one more reason why we love Lakewood so much. I'm Natalie Hervick, and on behalf of David Moss as well, we'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.